Chapter 13, Mishnah 1. Under Torah law, a girl who is not yet an adult can be married off only by her father. She cannot get married on her own, nor can any of her other relatives marry her off. If her father dies and she wants to marry, she has to wait until she reaches adulthood, when she could enter into a marriage on her own. However, seeing that a young girl with no father might be abused by others, the rabbis allowed her mother or adult brothers to marry her off in a rabbinic marriage to a husband who will protect her. As part of this decree, the rabbis gave the young girl in this kind of rabbinic marriage the ability to leave her marriage without receiving a get, but simply through me'un, i.e. refusal. To perform me'un, the orphan girl simply makes a statement that she no longer desires to be with her husband, and her marriage is dissolved. Me'un works only while the orphan girl is still a child. Once she reaches adulthood, without having performed me'un, the marriage can be dissolved only through a regular divorce, i.e. a get. This Mishnah records several disagreements between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel regarding the laws of me'un. We now turn to the words of the Mishnah. The first disagreement. Beis Shammai say only girls in the Erusin stage of the marriage can make me'un, but not those who have completed their marriage with nisuin. Beis Shammai were afraid that allowing me'un to be done even after a couple completes their marriage would hurt an orphan girl's chances of getting married. But Beis Hillel say both those in the Erusin stage and those in the nisuin stage can make me'un. The second disagreement concerns an orphan girl whose husband dies without children. She now falls to her husband's brother for yibum. The Mishnah discusses whether or not me'un can then be used to dissolve the yibum bond that connects her to the yavam. Beis Shammai say that me'un could be used to refuse a husband during his lifetime, but it cannot be used after the husband's death with the yavam. According to Beis Shammai, once the husband dies and the girl falls for yibum, me'un cannot break the yibum bond between her and her yavam. If she wants to be free of the yavam so that she can marry someone else, she has to wait until she becomes an adult and then performs chalitza with him. But Beis Hillel disagree and say that me'un may be made both with a husband and a yavam. Beis Hillel's view is that me'un made with the yavam retroactively erases the orphan girl's original marriage to the yavam's brother. Once that first marriage has been dissolved, there is no yibum bond attaching the girl to the yavam, and she is free to marry anyone. The third disagreement concerns whether me'un must be made directly to the husband. Beis Shammai say that me'un must be made in the husband's presence. Beis Shammai's reason that a girl may be too embarrassed to reject her husband to his face. Therefore, they require me'un to be done in front of him as a way of discouraging her from making me'un. But Beis Hillel say that me'un may be made in his presence or out of his presence. A fourth disagreement concerns the need for a beis din for me'un. Beis Shammai say that me'un must be done in front of a beis din of 3 expert judges. This was required to make it more difficult to make me'un, since such courts are not so common. But Beis Hillel say that me'un may be done either in front of a beis din of expert judges or not in front of such a beis din. A fifth disagreement concerns the number of times a girl may make me'un. Beis Hillel said to Beis Shammai, a girl may make me'un while she is a child, even 4 or 5 times. According to Beis Hillel, there is no limit to the number of times an orphan girl may be married and then refuse her husband through me'un. Beis Shammai said to Beis Hillel, this is not so. The daughters of the nation of Israel are not to be treated like ownerless property. It is not proper for a Jewish girl to change hands from one husband to the next again and again. Rather, Beis Shammai say, she may make me'un to one husband, and then she must wait before entering into erusin with another man until she becomes an adult, at which time she may accept kedushin on her own and become married on a biblical level. Or, if she wants, she may make me'un to one husband, and then, if she wants to marry again while she is still a child, she may marry and immediately enter into nisuin. In this way, the marriage will have a greater permanence, since according to Beis Shammai's ruling above, after nisuin, me'un may no longer be made.